Happy fall!
So we'll talk about the water system.
Yes.
Colin came here and helped us with that for quite a bit, and the raspberries that Walter put in, and with the
Yes.
Walter and Joe, and
Puppy update, of
update,
course. I
yeah.
mean, come on.
and you and your mom, you went
Yes.
mushroom picking.
Yeah, and mushrooms.
Yes.
Woo!
So
It
we've
was
got
so
lots
good.
in this video, so stay tuned.
Yeah. Wow, look how big that is. See, look at the size. So,
It's a beautiful day here. It has
Yeah.
been beautiful for the last week.
3
yeah.
months that we've
Yeah.
been here.
Yeah, of course, yeah. But it's been really
But, yeah.
nice, like working weather.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the last week. Yeah, so we're really loving fall here. It's been so beautiful. Again, I mean, we always love fall. The temperatures are perfect for working, and most of the insects are gone. You know, the mosquitoes and the wasps are gone,
Yeah.
which is always a bonus.
Yeah.
And the lighting is always fabulous. It's just such a nice time to be here, or be alive, I guess. Anywhere really in BC. But
Yeah.
we've been noticing a lot of the migratory birds. You know, the birds are changing as well. So we're seeing the geese come through and landing a bit and flying over, and stellar jays.
Stellar jays.
The stellar jays are back, which is pretty cool. We didn't see them all summer, but we've been hearing them yabber 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 away. So that's nice. They're beautiful. It was beautiful to see.
Yeah. But we're so lucky. We got so much help this week. This is
Yes.
like, I can't believe how much we got done this week.
I can't.
It's
We
it's
couldn't
amazing.
have done this
Yeah.
without the help of our community. We're so grateful for
Yeah.
everyone with their support and for coming out and helping us. We could not have done any of the big projects we did this week without the help of everybody. So
Yeah.
we're so grateful for that. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
We could never pay everyone back enough. When we have the fruits and the bounty, then we
We're
can
here to
pay
share
back.
it,
Yeah,
for sure.
but we're so grateful.
sure.
Thank you so much, everybody.
One of the biggest questions we had before while we were getting ready for winter is how we're going to supply water for the animals. So we have our bird coop, we have Polly the piggy, the only one pig, and then we have the sheep out on the pasture. Over the winter we have to keep them in close proximity, and we need to be able to supply water and food. So water was a big question because the system here was never used over winter. Even though now, looking at it, we know that they had incorporated in the design. They predicted that one day somebody will come and use it for winter. So we're really happy, and we know that thanks to Colin Markin.
Yes.
Yeah,
Huge
so
help.
He came out. He's been amazing. I don't know. I don't even how to thank him. Like
there's no way to thank him enough.
Yeah, and he just showed up, and then he's like, yeah, we could do this, we could do that, and I'll bring my machine and we'll take care of it. So he showed up with his mini excavator and his dump trailer.
And all his knowledge and skill.
And he knew
my
so much
God.
about. I guess he had volunteered at the time when they were building the water system, so he knew so much about
Yeah.
it. You know exactly. He knew exactly what to do, what part we need, and so he just like quickly ordered all the parts, and dug out trench and dug out an isolation valve here, and was able to install a couple of these stanchion pipes for us. And the isolation valve, which was placed in at the time when they put the water system here, again, amazing how the universe works, because they had no need at that time to put the isolation valve here. What they did, I guess they predicted that at some point
Crazies would come and try spend the winter.
somebody will want. So the isolation valve allows us to use only a small portion of the water system and basically drain. We've already drained the rest of the system. Most of it is going to be, not have any water in it. So we just focus on making sure the water is flowing slowly in the small section and prevent it from freezing. But we also have the frost-free stanchions, which will keep the water. If you close it, it will keep the water below the frost line. Yeah, and it's all thanks to Colin. He's just been, and he's coming back today to finish a little bit of work.
And his attitude and everything, he's just been so positive and uplifting and gracious, and the animals love him. It's
so fun to be around.
It's been such a pleasure to have him.
And he's so alert. Like he knows. Like he looks
observant.
Observant. Yeah, that's the word.
Very observant.
Like looking at stuff, the water. even when we were looking at the intake, looking at the creek, how it flows into the intake and everything, and he was talking about maintaining that and improving it. He brought some new screens to put new stainless screens to replace the screens at the intake to prevent debris from coming in. It's a much better screen, so we're installing that at the intake to make sure, protect the system. He also found, as we were digging, a couple of problems with the system, and he just like, okay, yeah, I will fix that as well while I'm at it. So, just whenever he saw a problem, not taking any corners, whenever he saw a problem, he solved it, and it's been amazing working with him.
That's incredible, yeah.
And then he's like, I'm gonna go to town get some stuff, but I don't want to go free empty. So, and then he's like, oh, you're right, that car has been sitting here for like 3 or 4 years. I guess a few years ago, somebody did a very irresponsible thing, and they brought a vehicle, a Subaru, and they burned it
at the campsite down below.
And then so it's been sitting here for over 3 years. Warren was saying that it was sitting there, and yeah, so Warren Kanigan came as well and was there when we loaded that car, and yeah, he was saying he was very happy to see it gone.
That's just the kind of thing that Colin does, and for nothing, for just because he's an amazing person. So yeah, we can never thank him enough. We'll never be able to thank him enough.
I was told the way that we receive things. We don't. I guess we could have the mentality we get things, but if I stick with that mentality of getting, it's extremely hard. It's a hard way of living. Getting things. Everybody wants to get something. What I was told, it's actually receiving. Receive. And the way we purchased that, I don't necessarily know how we did it, but and all the rest of the equipment, that's just one of them. We've received them, and I think we've received them, and the way I understand it is through tithing. You're supposed to give back 10% of everything you receive. It's a hard thing to do when, I don't know, you look at what's going on in the news and all the rest of that. Especially in this pandemic, people are doing some interesting things. But yeah, that's why, and the group of volunteers is absolutely amazing with the USCC organization.
Right. Yeah. So this whole water system was built with volunteer work.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. They put a lot of great work into here. We're so grateful.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that aren't with us anymore either. They've given a lot of their time, a lot of their money and money and time. And I think our time is much more valuable than the money, I think, of somebody giving their time as a volunteer.
Exactly.
But to be part of that's extremely gratifying for me.
That was all the pressure.
look at all those raspberries. So that is huge thanks to Detta Walter and Joe. All these beautiful raspberries came from Detta Walter's garden. He's been growing them for quite a while. He has amazing raspberries. I think we talked about them in the last video.
Yeah.
Big and
Delicious.
so tasty and just like, yeah, incredible. So he dug them all up.
Him and Joe.
Yeah, him and Joe dug them all up, and they were here like before 10 a.m.
Yeah.
To plant them here. So again, so grateful. We can't thank them enough.
Amazing. Yeah. All I did is I went through with the plow once it loosened the soil, and they came and put everything in. Colin was here as well working, so I couldn't really give him a hand. And I left and come back, and they're already like
20 minutes or
yeah,
something?
so they're already like halfway there. I'm like, oh my god, the guys are moving really fast. They get in the groove, and then they just plant.
Yeah.
It's like nothing for them. So they're like so used to planting.
It's incredible.
Yeah, it was amazing. And they're planted. You can see about a foot and a half apart, and they put 2 or 3 raspberries together in a bundle. And so we should be getting our first raspberries, like a little bit of them next year, because some of these plants are 2 years old, and the next year we should get a really good harvest. So we have a couple of years to try to find some people that really like to eat raspberries. But we'll plant even more. We'll probably put another row here.
Definitely.
And we're gonna continue with the orchard. Oh yes, and Walter brought a couple of peach trees as well. So we planted a couple of peach. They're seedling peach, but if it's anything like his other peach tree that he grew from seedling, maybe they're gonna be really good.
And grapevines from his
Yes.
amazing, delicious. His grape.
He's got the best.
I wonder if
green
his
green
grapevine is it's like a grape tree. It's beautiful. I forget. It's
Amazing
beautiful.
tree.
I've
And
never seen it.
It's really good, tasty, seedless grapes.
Seedless. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. That's the important thing.
Yeah. We ate a lot of it.
Yeah. Hopefully they
Yeah.
take. That'll be really fun.
Yeah. So we just have to take care of them now and make sure we protect them from animals. You have the sheep and the cows over there, but they're separated with an electric fence line.
But the dogs help
the
keep
dogs
the elk. So we
yeah.
have seen elk around, and we were a bit worried about that because we haven't had a chance to get fences up here. But the dogs have been doing an amazing job.
Keeping everything safe,
keeping
yeah.
everybody away. So
50 plus plants. I feels great.
Yeah.
We're used to this kind of work. Been doing it all our lives.
That's awesome.
keeps you fresh, keeps you young, right?
And we'll have to find the customers for the sale of the raspberries.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of raspberries.
Yeah.
Yeah. How was the soil?
So soil is from bad to poor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Quality-wise.
It needs a lot of mulch to build up the soil. And then once the soil gets built up,
Right.
it'll maintain or retain the moisture for a longer period,
Right.
so you won't have to water as often.
Makes sense.
But right now you'll probably have to water quite frequently.
Okay.
In the summer days, probably every other day.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mature.
Okay. Do you guys think this field is a good place to put an orchard? Like the field next to us here?
Nice and flat.
Well, providing, is there elks here?
Yeah.
Right here.
Well, they come up to the edge there and the dogs chase them off.
Yeah,
I've
we get
seen
the
them come up
dogs.
to here, but they haven't quite come up here. We haven't seen them this close.
So 'cause
Uh,
they'll eat the bark of the fruit trees, or to them this is just like
Beautiful.
The-
Right?
a snack.
Quick
Yeah,
snack.
exactly. Dessert.
Yeah. So we have to work on making sure keeping them out.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the
So with
biggest
the
thing.
dogs, maybe if you plan on extending your raspberry or fruit trees, then maybe it should be fenced or
Right.
Mm.
That's probably a good idea. Yeah.
Okay. Before I let you go, do you guys have any advice for us doing this crazy thing here?
no, keep on trucking.
Don't stop moving. That's what I learned from Detta Walter.
You're
Don't
very
stop moving.
courageous. Come and settle in this part.
Just rest when you go to sleep.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
See?
Yes.
The rest moving.
I got that part covered.
Definitely. Awesome. Thank you so much. We appreciate it so much. This is great.
It's
You're very
incredible.
welcome.
Yeah.
We're very happy to come and give you a hand.
We're so lucky.
So where did all the delicious mushroom came from that we had for breakfast?
Yes, another person to thank, my mom. So my mom and brother came for a visit to see puppies, and then mom and I went for a walk just to see the leaves and everything, the scenery around here. And she got adventurous. So she spotted obchiniki, or honey mushrooms. And once you see one, that's it. It's like a trigger, and you just can't stop looking and can't stop finding. So we had so much fun. So honey mushrooms are in the Armillaria genus, and now this genus grows on live or dead wood. We found them on live cedars. We found them on live birch, as well as the dead ones. And they also will grow on any dead wood underground. So it looks like they're popping up from the ground, but underneath actually it could be a dead root or dead log that's buried. So they pretty much grow it's impressive where they grow. We found them, they would be popping out they also, another name for them is stump mushroom. So they were popping up around the base of a tree, and then they also grow, will pop up along the tree trunk. And sometimes, like Aras saw some, where they actually were growing in the middle of the tree. It's really impressive how they grow.
And
they're
they're
so pretty.
We were reading that they're the largest organism on Earth.
Yes, so in Oregon actually, it's the largest organism on Earth.
About over 8 square kilometers.
Yeah, just mycelium.
Mind blowing. So there's this giant organism growing, and then the trees are trying to grow on top of it, and it keeps killing and eating all the trees. I just want to see a fast, timeline
of that
happening. It's crazy.
The interaction is just beautiful. It's incredible. I love Mother Nature. It's just amazing. Yeah, always in awe of her. But
I know, forestry doesn't like honey mushrooms because to them it's like a pest. But I mean, it's part of nature. Everything in nature consumes something else.
Exactly. Yeah.
So we're just thankful that there's so much fruit. The mushroom is the fruiting body.
Exactly.
So we get a lot of harvest.
We got I think 15 pounds. We only picked maybe a half an hour because we actually ran out of bags. And again, when we forage, we don't pick all of them. We just selectively picked to make sure there's enough left for next year, right?
They're so prolific.
And it looks and they've been going for a few weeks now, so we're just hitting kind of the tail end last week or so of them, but. So we came back, with 15 pounds of obchiniki. So
we're gonna can some.
Yeah, and they're with these mushrooms. So most wild mushrooms you cannot eat raw. Most of them you have to cook or process in some way. Obchiniki, you have to blanch them first. So you bring water, you put them chop them up, put them in a pot, bring them to boil for 5 minutes, and then after that you could do what you want, whether you freeze them or can them, or I've been just living on fried mushrooms, onions, and eggs. I mean, it's incredible. You don't need anything else. It's pretty exciting.
Definitely make sure if you are gonna go mushroom picking and you don't have experience, make sure you go with somebody who's experienced.
Yes.
Or show the mushrooms. Definitely don't just go pick some. There are some very seriously poisonous lookalikes to the honey mushroom. Like you said, the honey mushroom itself is poisonous raw.
Yes.
But there's other lookalikes that even if you cook, they're extremely poisonous.
Obchiniki so there's a few things that you can use to identify them that we use. So they tend to grow in colonies, in groups, but they are found scattered and singular as well. But they have kind of like a dark hairs in the middle, and then brown rings around the cap, and a few other features that you look for. But again, it's
the white. They have the white gills, and they have a white spore print.
And they tend to have a ring around the upper stem.
Right. Yes.
So those are some features that are used to identify them. But they can vary in color depending on their stage, even their gills. So some of the older ones we saw, the gills had already turned kind of browny. So it's just like, but they're still, you can eat them. But if you don't know, they look very similar to their partner, which is a deadly mushroom.
Yeah,
so look alike.
But they don't have a white spore print.
No.
But still, definitely don't just go by yourself.
No.
Make sure you talk to find some friend or family who's really good at, we're so lucky. We have like Mom, Dad, Walter, like so many of your family are really, really good at identifying mushrooms.
Definitely.
So we always have that, but we also do the research and look at all the information out there and double check the characteristics and make sure we got the right thing.
But definitely worth it. If you're into it, definitely get out there and get someone that knows what they're doing and do it. Because the thrill, I don't fish because I just don't fish. But I feel like it's the same thrill where you see them and you're just like, my mom was just squealing like a little girl. It was so adorable. Yeah, she was just so excited. And then you just get so excited every time you find one. It's definitely worth it.
And it's just a walk in the forest is always so refreshing.
Exactly. Why not? Forest bathing.
It's win-win. This is
Look at these monsters. These are dead birch. We found, look at the size of that. Oy, oy, oy. So we're just saying the ants are gonna be jealous. Mom found more on an old down birch. So the first one was a cedar, it was alive. Yeah. This is a dead birch. And there's more, they're older though. So
these ones are a bit older, you could see.
But you could still eat them. Yeah. So that's still,
smell. That's up to you, kid. That's the smell.
It has a woody smell.
It's
nice,
kind of
clean,
a woody,
delicious.
woody raw smell.
Yeah, okay. So Mom spotted these with her mushroom eye. These are young Upchiniki, pickling Upchiniki, she says, and they're also on a live cedar.
Yeah.
So
we
go.
Those are prime because for pickles.
So we have an older clump here. Look how thick the stems are. Like just the stem is a meal.
Those are gorgeous.
And yeah, Mom's gonna cook us up some good. I'll come over there. Look, and there's some baby ones still coming. So we're gonna make sure we leave some, so there's some next year. And then Mom found another, again alive, or this one's dead. This is a dead birch.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, but look at that. Look how beautiful. Look at that. Oh my God. What are you guys doing? I guess I've been working with the sheep. I don't know what they're going for, but they're loving it. Puppies!
Puppy update. Time for puppy update.
We were blown away the changes that have just happened this week. So much has changed with the puppies.
Even since yesterday.
Even since yesterday.
Yeah.
It's incredible. So all of them have opened their eyes. So this is day 21, this is day 23. So they're 23 days old. And yeah, all their eyes are open. And they had started sitting up and they were yawning a lot. Now they're actually, this morning we noticed they're actually up and actually instead of crawling along like they were before, they're walking on all fours and moving around and gnawing on each other's faces. They absolutely love gnawing on each other's faces. And a lot of sniffing and very interactive. Like before we would come in here and they would kind of move away from us, but now we come in and they're crawling all over us kind of thing. They're also a lot more vocal, so you'll hear a lot more yaps. Like one of them actually barks, just little barks. And then a lot of noises and growling and all these things. And then also this morning we noticed, this morning is the first morning, that they started chewing on our fingers. So we can feel little tiny nibbles of teeth.
Teething, yeah.
Yeah, so teeth aren't quite through.
This one's trying to eat my hand right now.
Yeah, they're just nibbling on it. Yeah. So, little teeth coming through. So that's new. Yeah. And their tails, again, they've been using this is a new thing today as well. They're walking around and they're using their tails a lot more. So... They look like dogs, finally, instead of just sausages.
Or bears.
Yeah, they look like sausages for the first 3 weeks. This one has a different face. But yeah, so they're good. They're a lot... Mom spends, I would say, 98% of the time under the trailer, away from the puppies. And the other 2% she spends feeding them still. Yeah. So yeah, that's funny. She doesn't care at all anymore if someone comes in and the puppies are yabbering. She's just like, "What? Your problem now." So,
It's so cool to see them finally walk around.
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's again. I think it's just gonna go crazy from here. So
Yeah. Gotta be ready.
yeah.
So they're moving into the pasture with the sheep?
Yes. So probably next, because this week is insane for us. I think it'll be the next pasture. We'll be moving Mama and the puppies down in with the sheep. They'll be in their own contain, like they'll be in the trailer, and we'll have it fenced off.
Yeah.
But they'll at least be in with the dogs and the sheep and the cows, so that the puppies can get exposure to that. Because by then they'll be able to walk properly and get up and down the trailer a bit better.
They're also really adventurous, so we have to choose a spot where there's no poisonous mushrooms or anything growing.
They're just gonna nibble.
They'll nibble on everything, so...
And any plants, any poisonous plants.
We
So
still-
sheep or cows and dogs know to avoid, but the puppies won't.
Yeah. So we have to still take really good care of them for a few weeks before we can let them loose.
Yeah, but so that'll be fun when they finally meet their family. We have old hay that we had collected. The sheep make a mess of hay, so I rake it up because it's still good hay, and save it for bedding for the birds and stuff. And that's what we're using here. So it has some sheep poo in it and whatever. And so that at least they're kind of getting used to the smell and the smell of all that, the sheep. So when they go down there, it won't be such a shock, I guess.
Recognize it.
Yeah, a bit more. Kind of like it's home, the sheep are home. So, yeah. It's going to be hard to be spending less time with them, trying, because we have to make sure they don't bond to us. It's going to be very hard when this is what they look like.
This is crazy.
So, yeah. Enough about puppies, I guess.
That's puppies. Move on to the next.
Yeah. All right.